I did that for about a minute, and in the, I guess, 3 days that it's been online, about 10,000 people have watched it, generating about 300 comments on YouTube. That's pretty much it. It's me laughing as I'm listening to a video that a friend, Duncan Riley, uploaded to his YouTube account. I don't know. There's something about someone laughing that seems to be somewhat infectious in a relatively benign way. I mean, laughter is the best medicine. And when you're talking about infection, never mind. I'm just going to let that one fade away. How did I get 10,000 people to watch that video? Well, I didn't force them to. I just uploaded it to my YouTube account. Some people thought it was funny. Some people thought it was pointless. Some people initiated death threats. But how serious can you take a death threat that was sent to you by Fungus Boy 917? Speaking of infection, I had a question that was related to, this in an indirect way. And Jeff asked, with the number of people on the internet now blogging, how does one get their content seen by the masses? What tips and tricks can get your content to the top of the search engines? Well, there is no silver bullet. There is no, one thing that you can do. There's many things that you can do, and not all of them are guaranteed to lead you down the path of success in terms of views, in terms of attention, in terms of meeting your goals, of rising above the level where you believe everybody else happens to exist. Well, I've written down 3 points to answer this, things that I believe are applicable to anybody and everybody who is producing content online and looking to just be themselves and let the world know who they are without necessarily getting lost amid the noise that is now the internet. Survey the landscape, use the resources at your disposal, and most importantly, embrace, empower, and extend community. For years, you would have to rely on your own devices, literally and figuratively, to not just create content, find a place for that content to exist, and then drive people to that content. These days, it's a heck of a lot easier. I used to host my own media on my own web server. Now, I either host it on YouTube or Blip TV or a variety of other video networks because they just want me to put the videos there to increase the amount of content that they have. But as I was producing and still am producing a podcast that can be downloaded on an iPhone or a Zune or what have you, I knew that the greater impact in terms of what I wanted to accomplish would be experienced on YouTube more than any other place on the internet, any other software, any other mechanism. So in surveying the landscape, I realized, well, I'm not going to quit my blog, but in terms of driving traffic, I'm driving them to YouTube. Why? Because YouTube's got the audience, dude. Come on. Like, YouTube is video. That's where I exist. In fact, when I'm talking to somebody who doesn't really know me or wants to know more about me, I don't really send them a link to my blog anymore. I send them the link to my YouTube. Or at least my account on YouTube. So they can see for themselves. Hopefully they're not looking at these videos, the wacky ones that I've done. Maybe that they're interested in that, I don't know. But in surveying the landscape and realizing that I would get a greater amount of return by producing shorter clips, mostly informative, out of the, 1,300 videos that we've done on YouTube, most are like this one, informative, less are like this one, and I realize some of you would rather have me do these kinds of videos, the laughing, wacky, funny ones. Every once in a while I will, but it's not really what I want to be known for. The biggest point here, and as I said when I was initially reading the list, that I really wanted to impart to everybody, is embracing, empowering, and extending community. Everything that I've done has been that. one of the reasons why it is crucial for me to have chat inside the videos that I do, whether they're uploaded to the net or whether they're produced live on the net, either way, the chat is there. This is the closest thing I can do, or I guess it's the closest thing I have to a live studio audience. And I do. This is a live studio audience. The video is going out live on the internet at live.pirillo.com. Some of you have likely stopped by to say hello and watch the live video as it unfolds. I mean, there's always something happening. It's always live. And approximately 4,000 people are watching live me talking about this or whatever I happen to be doing here. But that's all about the community. Granted, this video of me laughing, there's no community chat box in there, but I'm responding to someone on YouTube. Part of my community, possibly part of your community. It's those connections between people. There's not much point to me laughing, but it was fun to do, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of you guys out there is going to take this and remix it. In fact, I mean, wait. Awesome as this guy. Someone did something like this with a video that I did on when I was at Tech TV, and he titled it, "You'll Never Be as Awesome as This Guy." There we go. Or as this man. Here we go. It was me laughing. Can you hear that? Oh. He's just remixing the audio. It's hilarious. I'm sorry I didn't want to turn it up too loudly because it is kind of freaky to hear me laugh, and yes, that is my real laugh. But that's community. It's a connection, whether it's, you know, an informative connection or just a wacky connection between people. This desktop that I have here was created by someone who follows us in the chat room at live.pirillo.com. They're a part of the community. It's an awesome wallpaper. It's killer. I love this wallpaper. So I put it on my desktop. Well, that's embracing community. It's letting you connect with the people who are experiencing the things that you're doing. Embracing people. Not treating them as if they are some remote foreign object. Embrace, empower, and extend community. You know, in the information that I share, whether it's related to tech or not, I'm doing my best to impart wisdom, whether it's my quote-unquote wisdom, or if it's wisdom is submitted by one of you, it's still intelligence, or at least a discussion point upon which, you know, we can go on and on and on and maybe never really come to any conclusion, but at least we had a dialogue. That's community. Extending community. Well, you know, it's not so much just about me. And yes, I am the one in front of the video camera. Well, it is my video, and I'm really the only person that is allowed inside my office. That, of course, is my own rule. You know, can't have everybody over. My office is only so big. But I know many of you out there have caught the bug after watching me. Now you're streaming live video. You were likely doing video before I was doing it, and that's not a surprise. The tools are there. Survey the landscape. The tools can be used to get you, who you are, your intelligence from point A to point B. Use the resources at your disposal to connect with other people. Embrace, empower, and extend community. That's what it's all about. That's exactly what it's all about. If you're missing community, you're missing everything. Because if you don't have community, you ain't got nothing. And I'm serious about that. Every bit of value that I carry with me is less about me and more about the community around me. And that includes you. And I know you're probably getting choked up right now. It's a very emotional moment, but it's also very serious. The internet is not a connection of wires so much as it is a connection between people. I've said that before. In fact, I probably recorded it in a video. Community is everything. And, you know, I do my best to reciprocate whenever possible, you know, and empower and sharing as much data and as much things that I find interesting as I possibly can. And am about as open as anybody could ever hope to be, at least as far as the way that I do things. I guess that's why I do the things that I do and why other people find it interesting to watch the things that I do. I'm different, I'm unique, I actually care, and I have fun. That's kind of obvious if you've ever seen any of my videos, me laughing in them. Kind of have to have fun to be laughing. Kind of go hand in hand. Alright, guys, stop crying. Seriously. Chat room, what are you going to do? My email address is chris@Pirillo.com. Of course, you're also welcome to, you know, leave a comment, video follow-up response, whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't feel like you're just a passive audience member. You are a human being. You are a human doing. You are part of the community. And that's what it's all about. So maybe you have more specific ideas in terms of how one gets their content to stand out. You know, what tips and tricks can you apply to your content to get to the top of search engines? See, to me, you create the content. If it's good and it resonates, everyone will follow. It's just the way it's always worked for me. No secrets. I'm just, I'm pretty much this, which is kind of sad at the same time because before I was doing the live streaming, it was just me talking to my media cabinet. That was kind of embarrassing because I didn't have a live camera connection to the internet back then. You're welcome to sting. You're welcome to swing by the chat room. Don't sting us. Anytime, pretty much day or night. You know, you never really know what we're going to be talking about, and tend to be talking about the same things day in and day out. Every once in a while, we do trip into deeper issues, like, you know, this one. Anyway, if you're you know, feeling like you're all alone on this vast internet, you know, we're hanging out pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.Pirillo.com. We'll see you later.